Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we've never seen yet. My name is Trent. I'm here with my wife, Betsy.
I'm Betsy.
Hi, Betsy. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. This is going to be a mystery to one of us. Which movie we're going to watch? Betsy.
I made the mistake of having a life, and I let Trent just pick something. And we decided we're just going to start, and he hasn't told me what it is.
It's my turn to pick a movie, and it's my turn to pick a movie that Betsy hasn't seen, but I have.
Yeah.
This is a movie from 2002, a year that we were discovering that there's a lot of movies that came out that year that we just completely missed.
We were busy.
Being teenagers.
Yes.
Yes. So, Betsy, this movie you have not seen is The Rules of Attraction.
I had a suspicion when you said 2002 because it's a short list of movies that you've often mentioned.
We went through our list of movies that we have from 2002, and there's a bunch of them we never watched.
And there's still more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, I have seen this movie pretty close to when this movie came out.
Probably.
I probably saw it for the first time in like 04, 05. I was in college. So, and this is very much a movie about college-aged people.
Okay.
So, Betsy, what do you know about the movie after I just explain a little bit of it?
I know like nothing about this movie as far as the plot is concerned.
Yeah.
I know there's a ton of people in it. So
Yes.
I know probably the biggest star for 2002, James Van Der Beek, is in this.
This was kind of his first foray into movies.
Yep.
Because he was very much Dawson from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, this and probably Varsity Blues would have been his.
Yeah, Varsity Blues was 99, I think.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it
but
was around there.
He had not done a lot of movies at
He hasn't
this
really
point.
broken out at this point.
I know that Katie Holmes is in this. Katie Holmes?
No.
No, who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel. Okay, I was
Yes.
like, there's another teen TV type star in this.
TV star trying to break out.
And then the girl from A Knight's Tale, whose
Yes.
name I never remember.
Shannon Sossamon.
Shannon Sossamon.
Yeah.
And then as far as what happens, I don't know. I have no idea if this is drugs and partying or love and terror, if this is like a dark comedy or if this is straight drama. I've just got no clue. This is one of those movies that I know exists.
Betsy.
Yes.
It's all of those things.
It's all of those things. Excellent. Yes, I know this is a movie that exists.
Yeah.
It's not one that immediately appealed to me, and I think, honestly, that's the only reason I haven't watched it, because none of those people in 2002 meant anything to me.
And this, what I would describe this movie as, it's a bunch of B-tier teen stars from the era that never really broke out. Like, they all tried.
They are all famous in their own little way, but they're not megastars.
Yeah, you know their names, but they never really broke out from the thing they were known for. And there's a bunch more people in this movie that you absolutely know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sure.
I do remember liking this movie. I bought it, or I don't remember if I just rented it somewhere, because I remember renting movies, Betsy.
What's that?
Because the streaming wasn't a thing. I maybe caught it on HBO, but I probably saw it when I was still in college. Again, I remember liking it. I don't remember a lot of the plot. I'm not going to reveal what I remember.
Have you watched this recently?
It's been a long time.
We've been together for 10 years, and I don't think I've seen you watch it.
I'm one of those guys who, if I think about a movie, I'll just put it on.
Sometimes in the
bring
middle.
I'll bring it up from my collection, and I'll just scroll through it and see what I remember, and then maybe watch the end of it.
Or watch it starting at the 40-minute mark.
Something like that, yeah.
I have seen the latter half of so many movies with you.
Because you just walk in mid-watch.
Well, and you just put it on at the beginning. Like, you were just starting, but you don't start at the beginning. You're beginning to watch in the middle.
Right.
And that's when I walk in.
And the difference between me and Betsy is that
I hate that.
She tends to watch a lot of when she just wants to watch a movie by herself. That's cool. We have different devices in this house that she can just watch. The main thing that Betsy uses is an iPad.
Yeah.
I have a laptop. There's also a couple of big TVs in the house. So when I want to watch a movie, I tend to want to watch it on a big screen. So I'm going to watch it on the big TV. And you don't care that much about it.
No, I just want to watch the movie.
You just want to watch the movie on whatever screen
and
you
frankly, I just sometimes like being in the same space as you, and
It's
you're
true.
using the big TV.
have. It's true. It's true.
But yeah, I don't think I've seen you watch this movie in particular. I have no recollection of you pulling
cannot
it up.
remember the last time I saw this movie in its entirety.
Okay.
But
I'll bet there's a bunch of songs in this movie I know.
yeah,
I'll
probably.
bet this soundtrack will just throw me right back to high school. Yeah. But yeah, that being said, I don't really know much about this movie. I'm curious to see how I feel about it.
All right, let's go watch The Rules of Attraction. We'll be right back. And we're back. Betsy, did you learn the rules of attraction?
No.
No.
I don't think any of these people did.
No.
There's no rules. This was chaos.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. What'd you think?
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was interested. Like, it kept my focus the entire movie.
Intriguing.
It's very intriguing.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's kind of the point.
right, it has really interesting moments, but then it's like, what the fuck moments? And a lot of weird little scenes where you're not quite sure why this is in the movie at all.
And it hits you over the head with it immediately.
Yes.
You have 12 full minutes of introductions, let's say,
Yeah.
before you get a title card.
Right. So we're setting up at the beginning of the movie. These are the three characters we're primarily going to focus on.
Sure.
And it's Sean, and it's Lauren, and it's Paul.
Yeah.
And you spend varying amounts of time with these three individuals.
Yeah, and-
like Paul just sort of disappears at some point in the movie.
Yeah.
So
And then comes back at the
Yeah.
very end.
yeah. But what we were saying before about this movie is chock-a-block full of teen stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I told you.
There's even more people in this movie that I had no idea. Jay Baruchel shows up.
Yep.
This was right around the time he made Undeclared, so well before anybody really knew who he was.
Yeah.
Kate Bosworth is in this movie. What show was she on? She was on something.
I don't know what show she was on.
Maybe she was just in movies.
She did Blue Crush. That was her big thing.
Is that her thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, in my
Around
brain.
the same time.
This is definitely the Kate Bosworth era.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage is a fucking
Trying to-
heroin junkie.
Trying to make you forget he was that kid on the Wonder Years. He's trying real hard here.
Uh-huh. And, you know, he's not that much older than a lot of the other people in this movie.
No, he's actually quite age appropriate for this movie.
Yeah.
And then Ian Somerhalder, pre-Lost, pre-Vampire Diaries. Very young and very skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on it went. So yeah, it's definitely like the opening sequence. You're hearing like three people's inner monologues.
Yeah.
And the dialogue is so elevated. And
In their
it's
head.
In their head. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this like noir? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, they aren't saying, I could go to the party and fuck that girl. It's like, I could smell her hair from a mile away.
Right.
You know, she wafted in the wind.
It's very
it's
poetic.
Really, like, poetic and eloquent. But then they do the title card, and I saw why. And all of a sudden, it clicked in my head, and then I had a completely different expectation for the rest of this movie. This is based on a book written by Bret Easton Ellis. Do you know who that is, Trent?
He also wrote American Psycho.
He did, Trent. And when I found that out, all of a sudden the 12 minutes I had just watched made a lot more sense because it's the same kind of dialogue
Yeah.
as American Psycho, that inner
As
monologue.
Patrick Bateman has, basically narrating his life.
Yes.
Of why he does what he does.
Yes. So when we hear these people in their own heads,
Yep.
they have these very lofty, elevated ways of speaking. And literally Sean at one point is speaking in third person, narrating his own life.
Yep.
It's very strange.
And speaking of Sean.
His last name is Bateman.
Uh-huh. And
Does
in
this
the
guy
fiction,
not know?
In the fiction, he is actually Patrick Bateman's younger brother.
Really?
Yes.
In the book, do they actually say this?
I guess so. It's in the little trivia bits in IMDb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, does this guy only know
It's
one
in the
last
same
name?
universe.
No, it's canon that this guy. Okay. I mean, I
And
didn't.
apparently, Christian Bale was asked to appear in this movie.
Really?
Yes, he turned it down, but they asked him.
Yeah, a lot of that makes a lot of sense. When you know that little piece of information, and for the time this was made, you know, this is round the same time,
Yeah.
shortly thereafter.
This was filmed in 2001.
Yeah, so this would have gotten the green light right after American Psycho.
Right.
He's a hot young author. These books are fascinating. People
Right.
love them. Let's make them into movies.
Yeah.
If he had shown up, I think it would have been fucking weird. So
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah.
But that also, if you don't know any of that, it completely changes this entire movie.
Sure.
If that was something that I knew going in, that this was canon, that he's supposed to be his brother, I would be like, well, yeah, he's a fucking psycho. Because he is kind of a fucking psycho in this, but
Yeah.
he's just like a weirdo who
Yeah.
does too many drugs and lies to everybody.
Yes.
Like, you have no idea who he is. But he is very similar to Patrick Bateman in that regard, where he's just like a facade of a human.
Yeah. Yeah. He introduces himself to Kate Bosworth as Pete.
Peter the Freshman.
And like, just skipping ahead, they're fucking in his green tent later, and she keeps calling him Pete, 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 and then the little title next to his name, or next to his head, pops up with his name saying Sean.
Yeah, and I figured that was the case. But that's the part where he's speaking in third person. He's
Yeah.
like, he is doing this, and he is doing that, and
Right.
he is doing this other
Well,
thing
and he's also impersonating this other person.
that he made up.
Yeah, he is now Pete.
And every time he talks about, like, people ask him what he did last summer, he says, I was in Berlin. No, Berlin, Connecticut or
Right.
something. And no, I was
So-
in New York. No, I was in Nebraska. He literally is just every time.
I was like cleaning hogs all summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have your money because I'm really poor.
And who the hell knows if any of that is true or not? We never know. And we're never gonna know.
I don't think it matters.
Not really. Not for this story.
No. So yeah, I think he's definitely the most interesting part of this movie.
Yeah.
When you actually stop and remember he's just saying words, which means there's not actually anything here, which makes you more interested in him.
Yeah.
And you know, he's getting like love notes from a mystery person. And he assumes it's one person, but it's actually
He
someone
assumes
else.
it's like a couple of people, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And he has like these moments where he's like a human being
Yeah.
because of that. And it's the only thing like holding him on to reality.
And he realizes at some point during his little monologues, it's like, oh, do I actually want like a relationship? Do I actually
Yeah.
want to, have a meaningful connection with someone, or do I just want to fuck all the pretty girls?
Right.
Like you're taught that you should want to do that. Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's an interesting character. I actually didn't hate James Van Der Beek. I think he's pretty good in this.
I agree with you.
I think he gets a bad rap because everyone's like, oh, he's on Dawson's Creek.
Dawson.
Okay, you know what? Other people on that show are also really good. Fucking Michelle Williams came out of Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, Michelle Williams has like 4 Oscar nominations or something.
Right. Joshua Jackson has gotten a lot of like good roles.
Yeah.
He was on Fringe forever. He was on The Affair. He's had a really solid career.
And speaking of Joshua Jackson, I mistakenly thought he was actually in this movie.
He is not.
He's not. but for some reason I thought he was, but I think he actually is in something else.
He's in Cruel Intentions.
Kind of similar to this,
He's
and I
in
think
Cruel
it's that.
Intentions,
I think it's
yes.
that. I was thinking it was. I was getting those two movies mixed up.
Yeah,
So.
similar time frame.
Yeah.
Similar kind of role.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of rich college kids doing drugs.
High school kids.
Whatever.
Either or.
Whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, these guys are clearly all rich. They have people who just do drugs all the time.
There's
and go to
drugs
parties
and
all
smoking
the time.
and fucking and all sorts of things.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of that. Jessica Biel is in this as the roommate.
Yeah.
And she's in a pretty minor role. Again, this is kind of that time where she was on Seventh Heaven, and I think she was probably gonna get in trouble if she did too much because of her contracts with that.
Oh, she was pushing the envelope.
Oh, very
I remember
intentionally.
she was like in trouble with that, just like you said, but she was in trouble for a lot of other things. Like she did these like photo shoots where she's basically naked and she got interviewed from, I don't remember. There was some kind of interview where she talked about it. And she did this movie. She did a couple other things. And yeah, she wanted to get rid of that squeaky clean from girl from Seventh Heaven, the Christian show.
Right.
And,
The Christian Family Show.
right.
Yeah, in this she's doing cocaine every other scene.
A lot of cocaine.
A lot of cocaine. Like a lot.
Yes.
That's one thing that really tells you that this is a rich school because most kids are happy and content to smoke weed if they can get their hands on it.
Sure.
More people are doing heroin and coke in this movie than anything else. Pills, they do E and
she
stuff.
She even points out, Sean is at that last party and he's taking mushrooms.
Yeah.
And she points out, those grow in shit, right?
Is that what he was eating?
Yes.
I was trying to figure it out. He's just got a plastic baggie.
Yeah,
and
he's
popping
eating
crap.
mushrooms.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the dress to get fucked party or something. Like, what the hell?
Yep. And again, I point out every single time we watch a movie like this where there's like people going to school, there is no classes happening.
No.
One of them like actually goes to a class. Shannon Sossman goes to a class, Lauren, and there's big writing on the wall saying, "My wife left me for my teacher's assistant. There's no more class the rest of the term."
Canceled. Yeah. And there's one teacher who's going around like fucking students. Or, I'm sorry, he's not fucking students. He's getting blowjobs from students.
Exactly. So it couldn't hurt your GPA.
Right. And it's Eric Stoltz. Now, you asked me who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
So he was kind of a big deal in the 80s. He actually was originally cast as Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Really?
And they started filming with him, and they got quite a ways into the movie, and then they decided that it wasn't working.
They decided he was horrible.
Yeah, he was not understanding the piece, and he wasn't finding the humor in it, and he was taking it so seriously.
I have heard of this story.
It was really dark and weird, and so they fired him and replaced him with Michael J. Fox, who was actually their first choice, but he was in Family Ties.
Yeah, he had scheduling issues where he couldn't do it.
Yeah, and
but
so,
something freed up.
No,
well, I guess enough time had gone by.
No, they literally worked around it. So he was filming Family Ties all day, and then he was filming Back to the Future all night.
Oh, God.
Like, genuinely, that is how they made that movie and made it work to have him. It took that amount of effort because Eric Stoltz just screwed the pooch.
I guess.
The thing I actually know him from is he's in the 1994 version of Little Women. And yeah, here he weirdly has an Irish accent. I don't understand that.
I didn't really get that.
He was. I don't
He
know.
also didn't speak that much.
No, but also he's in Pulp Fiction.
That's right. He's the drug guy.
That's the thing you'd know him from.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he did look familiar. He's got the long hair still.
Yes, and this would have been quite a few years after that already. But
Pulp Fiction was 94.
I guess that was his look.
It's the look he was trying to go for.
Yeah, so just a lot of random. And then Faye Dunaway shows up as Ian Somerhalder's mom. Like, that whole sequence is weird. Like, Paul gets called by his mom and says, "Oh, you remember the family friends? You have to come, and we're going to the country club this weekend. Come and get on the bus."
Dude comes from money, and he needs to go and fulfill his family duties.
Right.
Whatever that happens to be. They don't explain it.
No, they meet at like a hotel/country club kind of a place.
Yeah, it's a fancy hotel that has a fancy restaurant attached. I guess.
And it's him and his mom, Faye Dunaway, and then this other woman
who is Faye Dunaway's friend.
Yeah.
Who has another son named Dick.
Well, his name is Richard, but he insists on being called Dick. But he doesn't take his sunglasses off, and he's clearly, like, drugged out of his mind.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's on, but he shows up ready to fuck.
Yeah, and these two know each other. They're very
gay.
They're very gay.
And they just, like, jump on the bed while Faith by George Michael plays.
And so I read some stuff about this scene.
Okay.
It's really funny.
It is a funny scene because the two mothers are like, you will come downstairs in 15 minutes. And they're just like downstairs taking pills and drinking vodka.
Yeah.
Blissfully unaware of anything going on with their own children.
Right.
Because they're rich white ladies who haven't had to care.
Exactly.
And that's why their children are really fucked up 20-somethings.
Yes. But the little trivia I read about this was, number one, the filmmakers could not afford the license to get Faith. Mm-hmm. The director sent a letter to George Michael himself asking if they could get a discount for that song because they absolutely needed to put that into the movie. Because they filmed it and it was really, really funny. So, hey, let's just make out a deal. George Michael gave it to him for free.
They probably described the scene or maybe they showed it to him.
Maybe they showed it to him somehow, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Like, there are certain movies that I know have done that.
Yeah.
Like School of Rock, when they're playing Immigrant Song.
Yeah.
That was really a big deal because Led Zeppelin did not at that time ever license their music.
That was such a coup.
I think they've loosened up on that because I've heard Immigrant Song.
Well, now all their shit is on like Apple Music.
Yeah.
They've kind of just given up.
And they've figured out how to survive in the digital era.
Sure.
But in, early 2000s, before that, people were still figuring out that landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to use Immigrant Song in School of Rock, and they personally, there's a video of Jack Black, please, we need it. Please, look at these children.
Well, and I think they convinced him because this movie is about teaching children about rock music. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it is very, very important to honor that.
Right.
And that's what got him to do it.
Yeah. Another movie that does a similar thing. You've never seen A Clockwork Orange, have you?
No.
Oh, goodness. We're going to have to get to that.
It's on
eventually.
the list.
So there is a scene where they break into a house and they basically start violently attacking a couple.
I've heard of this.
And the lead starts singing in the Rain.
Yes.
And it was one of those things where they were just like, do something, improvise something. He starts singing that song, and it's so weird and so funny and so dark that they hit cut, and we're like, quick, go get the rights for Singing in the Rain.
We are going to put this in the movie.
This is going in the movie, but we need to make sure it's okay.
Right. Like, this is gold. We just filmed gold, but we can't actually put the gold out there unless we can actually get that.
Oh, yeah, because, if this scene wasn't in this movie with that song, there would be a whole chunk missing, and what do you put there?
I don't know.
Because you just have to set up that Paul is a neglected little white boy, and Dick is a neglected little white boy.
Right.
One of them is very uptight and falling for the wrong people, left and right.
Yeah.
The other one is just chain smoking and wearing big sunglasses.
Love his scene at the very end where his mom is telling him to leave.
Oh yeah.
That right there is the energy that I am going for in my life. Where I just don't give a fuck. I'm going to get up and just curse out the entire room because I hate all of you people.
Right.
He probably was just grew up in this entire
Absolutely.
atmosphere. We has to be this uptight little shit. And I don't want to do that anymore.
And now he's a freewheeling little shit.
Yeah.
My name is Dick. Dick. Screaming it across the restaurant.
So, how's school? It sucks, cock.
Yeah, so that scene was like completely weird compared to like other stuff around it.
Yeah.
Because that guy only shows up for that one scene.
He's in the dance scene and he's in the dinner scene, and that's it.
Then Dick goes away.
Bye-bye, Dick.
And that's it. And then we don't see Paul for a very long time.
We don't see Paul until he gets back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lauren's whole storyline is she's in love with her ex-boyfriend Victor,
Right.
who is 3,000 miles away.
He's doing his European
backpacking
tour.
in Europe.
Uh-huh.
And she's like horny as hell, but she's a virgin, but she's pining for Victor.
Yeah.
And so she's like trolling around parties, but not doing anything.
But she also tries to convince herself to not go to said parties because of her book.
Yeah, she has a big book of venereal diseases.
Yes, to try to discourage herself from going there and trying to hook up with people.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's one way.
That's a choice that she made as an individual.
Yes, indeed. But then again, one of those times, both her and her roommate, were just going to town on the cocaine.
The cocaine.
The cocaine. Before they eventually go out. And yeah, they're not just going to do all that coke and then not do anything.
No. And it results in some very poor choices for her.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm a little confused. So the beginning of the movie...
Yes.
Basically, the short version is she's date raped.
Yes.
Like, she passes out. She thinks she's going to hook up with this guy.
Yeah, this NYU film student.
Who's on CSI, by the way, if you didn't recognize him. He's the little, like, lab technician. Who,
in the original CSI.
In the original CSI. He's
Yes.
the little funny peon who, you know, does blood samples.
Yeah, he's the lab tech.
He's the lab tech.
So, yeah, he is some NYU film student who's just talking her leg off about films, trying to get
like
her...
some pompous asshole.
Right, yeah, like that kind of a guy. And she's like, okay, yeah. I've got a joint in my room. You want to come back to my room? It's like, I just want to get this over with. Because, which we don't know at the time, this is actually the end of the timeline of the movie.
Yeah, we start at the end, then we back up, we go through a couple of days, and then we're back at the beginning of the movie at the end of the movie.
But we're still in the introduction of this first 12 minutes.
Right. So in that scene, you know, she wakes up and a guy is having sex with her.
Some random dude. Not the film student.
So that's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the movie, we also see Sean go hook up with Kate Bosworth.
Right, and Sean is like beat the hell up. He's got bruises all over his face. He's got a bottle of whiskey, and he tears up these pink letters.
Purple.
And whatever. I'm colorblind, guys. He throws them in the trash, and he sees Kate Bosworth in the distance. And then he starts with his inner monologues.
Yeah, and he's like, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this.
I could go back to my room, jerk off, and go to sleep. I could take her home and just fuck her brains out. Or, what was the third thing?
I think there was another version where he just jerked off.
Sure.
I think two of the three had the same result. So yeah, what he ultimately does at the beginning of the movie is he picks up Kate Bosworth and takes her back to his dorm.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, though, it's a different outcome. He gets to the party, and he turns around and leaves. So are we supposed to believe that the other events didn't happen? Because we see him leave, and we see her walk out the door at some point, but she doesn't look like a girl who's just been attacked. So I was confused, and I didn't know if that didn't actually happen at the end of the movie, or if this is after that happens.
I don't know.
Because my interpretation was everything was different.
It's possible. I never really thought about that.
Because, yeah, he leaves immediately after getting there.
Yeah.
We aren't given a timeline, but Paul's sitting on the porch. She comes out.
Yeah. The
two of them have a little conversation, and they see Sean on his motorcycle who drives off.
I don't know.
I was just curious. Because it seems to me that they are interpreting it differently at the end than the beginning, which leads me to believe you could assume the other people had different experiences
And
as
in
well.
the other times that I've seen this movie, what I assumed was they just didn't show any of that stuff because you already know what happens. But yeah, you're right. And you're right. It's like Lauren is not acting like she was just taken advantage of.
Right.
By walking out of there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just a filmmaker's choice of she's just nonplussed by the entire thing.
Right, because the whole point is that these three people are all pretty fucked up, and they literally have like a little speech about it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, oh no, that's just, it's like people like him, people like us.
Right.
You know, that kind of a thing.
Sure.
And so she seems like unaffected by the whole experience in this version if it still happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, like her boyfriend, he shows up and he doesn't even know who the fuck she is.
Yeah. Like, she's got this guy just on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saving myself for this.
For Victor.
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 But in reality, we get this long monologue.
Oh my
of
God.
all of his exploits in Europe.
But it is like a cocaine nightmare. It's so fast. It's like watching, you know, we've been talking about this a lot. We've been watching a lot of these early aughts movies.
Yeah.
And it's like a fucking MTV Real World quick cut, like dirty film, hand shaky, like little
like
cameras.
all that stuff was like hand shot. Like that was not all film.
No, it's just like this dude on his cheap 2002 digital camera going around Europe.
Yeah.
And it's like, I went to Europe, and then I did this thing, and then I got some hash, and then I found a girl, and then we did some blow, and then I had sex with her, and then I got on the train, and then I met some people, and we went here, and we did this.
Yeah, it's all stream of consciousness.
Yeah,
like
and
this is like 3 weeks worth of travel in Europe, and then it's all in the course of 5 minutes.
But it's like an endless string for about 3 or 4 solid minutes.
Yeah.
And the music in the background is that early 2000s, like electronic guitar.
Like Paul
weird.
Oakenfold.
Yeah. And I'm just like starting to have like convulsions, like watching
It's a lot
it.
to take in.
It's sensory overload.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a couple
has-
of these recently, and this one,
Yeah.
too, I was just like, what? Whoa, okay,
And that,
all right, I get
that
it.
whole sequence has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
No.
It's just something that they
To set
threw
up
in there.
Victor's an asshole.
Yes.
We are introduced to Victor.
Yeah. And Victor
He's
comes
the
back.
MacGuffin. He shows
Right.
up 2/3 of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
Almost to the end of the movie. And Victor is an asshole who shows up at the end of the movie.
Right. And he knows Sean because he knows
He
that
buys drugs
he's
from
his drug hookup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes back from Europe and tells all of his friends of all of his adventures in Europe.
All the women he had sex with.
Exactly.
And all the drugs he did. And all the places he saw.
All the places he went to, and yeah. It was an interesting story at the very least.
I mean, yes, but then he shows up and she goes to see him and he's like, I'm sorry, I literally don't know who you are.
Right. And in the background, did you see who it was? I'm pretty sure that was Jessica Biel.
I mean,
In costume.
maybe.
I think that was her.
We'll have to look that up again.
Yeah.
Because she's not really in focus and she's wearing a Santa hat and
Yeah.
sucking on a lollipop.
Right. I think
So it's
that
like a
is
whole thing.
It is implied that is her.
Well, they do set her up as the, you know, kind of resident
She's horrible.
slut. She sleeps with
All
everyone.
right. Let's just say this. All of these people are horrible.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. They're all awful, awful people.
Mm-hmm.
But they even say at the beginning how Laura, is it Laura or Laura? I don't really know.
I didn't get her name.
I think it's Laura, Jessica Biel's character.
Yeah.
She like knows who everybody likes and she goes and fucks them first.
Mm-hmm.
And she like literally at the beginning of the movie, they say she hooked up with Victor.
Yeah.
And gave him mono or something.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. And there was some big breakup and she had sex with the entire football team.
Yeah.
But now she's a senator's wife.
Right.
Like,
Right. We have a little bit of like current day or like present day.
She's the only
or
one.
Future tense that we ever get any kind of like result from.
Yep.
And yeah, she is the wife of a senator.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, so it's just a lot going on, and you're given all this information kind of relentlessly through this movie.
Yeah, and I think it's just the way the filmmaker wanted it to happen.
But
this
again,
is a very unique movie.
Again, if you know the author and you have a point of reference with American Psycho, I think it's more palatable.
Yeah.
I think if I didn't know that, I would have been absolutely overwhelmed and not understanding what the hell I was watching. But once I had a point of reference, I go, okay,
Yeah, you
I've
can put
seen
yourself
into his
in that
little
mindset.
mind a little bit.
Yeah, you can put yourself into that mindset where you know it's going to be fucked up and you have to be paying attention.
Yes. And then there's like this whole tangent. Sean is sort of a drug dealer and he goes to the real drug dealer who gives him drugs. And it's Clifton Collins Jr. And I was watching the credits and I was like, I know that name.
Yeah.
And I know I will recognize him when I see him. And then you get this jacked up, blonde, highlighted dude doing push-ups and he jumps up and I was like,
the early 2000s.
I was like, it's the vegan police.
Half of the vegan police, plus the dude from Westworld.
Oh, amongst a myriad
and
of other
you've
things.
absolutely seen this guy in a bunch of different stuff.
Yes, I would say most likely, if you listeners are watching the things we are watching,
Yes.
if you have watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, two men appear and they're the vegan police. One of them is, what is it, Thomas Jane?
I don't know his name.
I think
the
it's
dude
Thomas
who played
Jane.
Punisher first.
It's the guy who played the Punisher.
Yeah.
And another dude, and that is Clifton Collins Jr. He's just like, on November 24th, you've consumed chicken parmesan.
Yes.
So he's not, and then on Westworld,
Chicken isn't vegan?
on Westworld, he shows up, I think is he in the first or the second season?
He's in the first season. He's the guy that Ed Harris has kidnapped and is trying to get him to find the maze.
Yeah.
And he like scalps him. Spoilers for first season of Westworld.
Sorry.
He scalps him and he finds the thing under his quote unquote skin.
I don't think he scalps him.
I thought he did.
He scalps somebody, but no, I think he just uses him as a guide. There's like some special information.
We haven't watched that first season for a while.
But yeah, Clifton Collins Jr., he's one of those character actors
Yeah.
that shows up repeatedly in all kinds of stuff.
And he's great to just fill in anywhere.
He is insane in this movie, but in the best possible sense. He uses the word motherfucker in a single speech probably 25 times in the course of a minute and a half.
I don't think that math checks out, but it does check out.
Okay, but he doesn't really use any other bits of the English language. He's just like, this motherfucker, you give me my motherfucking fuck, motherfucker, fucker, fuck, fuck, fuck. Apologies, money, motherfucker.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's just, again, doing cocaine, brandishing a giant gun.
Yep.
He's like at one point carving bricks of weed
Yes,
with
I
a
love
turkey
that.
slicer.
I love that. that little touch. He has a brick of weed. I've never seen a brick of weed depicted in a movie before.
No.
But he is literally like carving
Slicing it like bread.
He's carving a chicken, but it's weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he shows up and he's the one who kicks Sean's ass later.
Right.
And he's just like, he's just coked up and insane.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Does he need to be in this? I don't really know. Is he great?
That
Absolutely.
whole storyline doesn't need to exist.
No. Who else? Would Thomas Ian Nicholas, is that the kid's name? Mitchell, the guy he takes to his house.
Oh, with the car.
Yeah, he was in American Pie.
Yeah.
But before that, he was in a whole bunch of movies as a kid. He was in Rookie of the Year in like 1994. And then I think like a kid in King Arthur's Court or something like that. I just know that I've seen that man as a young human. And Fred Savage was in this movie too.
We mentioned him.
And he is injecting heroin between his toes.
Yep.
Smoking a cigarette and playing a clarinet.
But also he puts the butt of it in his belly button.
He's holding it
to
just to save it there.
I've never seen that.
While he plays the clarinet and talks about time and how he doesn't have a clock because
That's right.
time.
Clocks lie to you.
Yeah, and it's just like this one little scene.
Yeah.
And the only reason he's there is Sean is trying to get money from him because he owes him money.
Yeah, you owe me $500. And meanwhile, we don't really find out how much money Sean owes to this drug dealer. It's like $3,000.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in college, that's a ton of money. And especially if you owe it to a drug dealer with a gun and weapons and all this other shit, then yeah.
Yeah. And so there's just this whole line about, like, storyline. He's involved with this drug dealer and owes him money.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to tell, like, does anybody actually go to this school? Does anybody actually go to class?
Yeah.
Do all your parents give you money and you just spend it all on drugs?
Seems that way.
Like, what?
Seems that way.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is an interesting movie, but it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. And I think it's one I could see why you would be intrigued by it, certainly.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me that you and I both have a movie that we like that is based on source material by the same author.
Sure. And I liked American Psycho.
But you didn't see it until recently.
No, and I had no idea. Why would I know that there's any kind of relationship between these two movies?
Right.
No idea. But now, we've both seen them both, and we can see the similarities here, at least in how it's written.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll say this. Another thing I read about this was the dude who wrote these books said that out of the 3 movies that got adapted from his books, his favorite that thought it was the best adaptation was this movie.
This is the truest
This was the truest to the book. Yes.
Interesting.
He did not like American Psycho.
No, as I understand it, American Psycho is not like wildly altered, but altered enough that he wasn't a fan. What's the third one?
Less Than Zero.
Less Than Zero.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, I think, but I don't know that movie.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, I would be curious to look into that at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is probably that thing where this is also around the era of Fight Club and Chuck Palahniuk. And, you know, that movie was such like a gritty, visceral thing.
And it was also a mindfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people were looking for similar kinds of books and authors.
And that happens in every era of film.
Yes.
Like,
exactly.
One thing is like uber successful, and they're going to just milk that for as much as they can and try to, let's adapt all of these teen books about vampires.
Yep.
And all this other
the
shit.
Hunger Games?
The Hunger Games.
Divergence!
Yes, that entire thing.
Yeah, it always comes in waves. You're trying to cash in. Music is like that, fashion is like that, books are like that, and movies are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing original in this world, kids.
Well, there is.
You just have to be first.
Yeah, you just have to be first and you'll get all the money.
That's right. Sometimes you get vampire books and then they turn into 50 Shades of Grey.
It's true. And they never really tried to make another set of movies like those.
Like 50 Shades?
Yeah.
They're tricky.
And like all of those movies and books are based on like the same kind of like dime store, grocery store smut books that you could find anywhere.
It is pure trash.
Yeah.
But you can only do so much if you want a mainstream audience to go see it.
And the only reason those got made is because they were wildly popular.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But we know, listeners, if you've been paying attention, we watched 50 Shades of Grey.
Uh-huh.
Did I like it? No. Do I want more? Kinda.
We talk about that every so often. It's like, hey, remember when we watched 50 Shades of Grey? Yeah, I remember.
Maybe we should watch the next one. No, we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should. Wouldn't it be interesting if we did?
I never really thought too much about that movie when we were doing our awards.
No.
Maybe I should have thought about it more.
Maybe next year.
Maybe the movie that stuck with me the most.
Maybe the end of 2022 we'll have a lot to say.
Maybe middle of the year we'll see the second one.
Oh, God. Please don't make me also yes. Let's do
There's
it.
plenty of other smutty movies we can think about. We can do another series like that. If you haven't watched all of our smutty series movies, go back and watch those.
So much smut. It was a glorious time had by all.
All right, Betsy. What else are we missing here? I like the scene with James Van Der Beek going back and with Kate Bosworth, and he plays a song that he wrote himself to Kate Bosworth, and then slowly transitions to a song from Counting Crows.
Of course, the fucking Counting Crows.
While she cries and like puts her hand on his thigh.
Yeah, that's his move.
2002.
Girls loved sensitive guitar players in 2002. I was there. I ought to know. I made mention in the beginning that I thought, oh, there'd be a lot of music in this, I know.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, it all sounded very familiar, and I think it was one of two scenarios. Either it was songs by bands I know, but not the songs from them that I'm familiar with. Or it's the thing we were just talking about where these bands all just sound exactly alike because they were similar to other bands.
Well, it's true, but I think, remember what I said before about George Michael, they didn't have any money to
True.
license music.
Right.
And they're not going to put in a whole bunch of popular music. That's super expensive.
No, the one song I immediately recognized was When I Get You Alone by Robin Thicke. When in 2002, he was still just thick.
Yeah, I love that song. This is the first time I ever heard that song when I watched this movie for the first time. I loved it.
Yeah, it was before he was trash.
Right.
It's really a shame because you know what? That first album that this is on, it's awesome.
Oh my God.
If you just want some like party music.
I love that fucking song.
You know who introduced me to that? Josie. My friend Josie from college. Somehow she knew about Thick and she had his CD and played it for me. And I just remember this song because it's the first track on the album.
And for those of you not in the know, Alan Thicke is that guy's dad.
Growing Pains.
Of Growing Pains fame. Yeah.
Yeah. So that song took me back because once again, I heard that probably in 2003 when I was in college.
God damn it. Ugh.
And this is firmly around that time frame. So I was like, remember when we actually liked Robin Thicke and he wasn't trash? Yeah. Now he's trash.
There was a scene with Jay Baruchel ODing and being taken to the hospital. That was another like weird, just like offshoot of the rest of the movie where you needed to get Paul away from where he was going to be, where he was doing his like, what am I going to wear to my fake date with Sean? Yeah. But his friend comes in and says, oh, this guy is ODing. We need to take him to the hospital. And he's like, what? I got somewhere to be at 7 o'clock.
Oh, he's not ODing. It's fine. And they go to the hospital.
Freshmen don't OD, Betsy.
No. Well, they did at my college, let me tell you.
Oh,
maybe not on drugs, but certainly on alcohol.
Sure.
And they get to the hospital and they start screaming at anybody. And the nurse says, I'm on my break. And the only doctor who's there is Paul Williams?
Yep.
Writer of The Rainbow Connection?
Yep.
Why?
That's a great question.
And it's a weird little scene, and he's just like, oh, I have no pulse. He's no pulse.
Yeah,
your friend is dead.
Yeah, his heart's not beating. He's dead.
But he's not saying it in like a concerned way. He's like, I'm so sick of your fucking shit. All you college kids coming in here, fucking up my night. Mm-hmm. Nope, he's dead. Bring him back so I can do experiments on him. Like, it's just this weird scene.
Yeah.
It was funny and memorable.
Mm-hmm.
But why?
It's just one of these things that was probably in the book and written that way.
I guess.
And they just needed to find a way to put it into the movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess if his whole thing is that it was well adapted, I have to assume that all of this is in the book.
I imagine so, yeah.
Like beat for beat. And like we talked about, Sean is getting love letters.
Yeah.
And there's a random girl who's in the background. Like the first time we see her, she's serving, she's in the dining hall.
Yep.
Giving him
serving
like sloppy eggs and sausage.
Yep.
And she's kind of in the background.
Yeah, I made sure to point her out.
Right.
Because she was like leaning up against a tree while Sean is walking by. She's over at the Burning Man fake thing.
She's always at the parties.
Glancing at Sean.
Yep.
Like she's always kind of in the background, blurry and on the sidelines. And we have no idea who is giving Sean these letters. But in reality, it's her.
Yep.
We don't know who she is, what even her,
We're never
what her name is.
introduced to her.
No, we don't even know what her name is.
When we are told that she is the one writing letters,
Yeah.
it is in a scene where she's killing herself in a bathtub.
Yeah, we get a scene of her doing voiceover of the final letter that she wrote for him, where saying, you left with Jessica Biel's character. She's so beneath you. We should be together, but now there's nothing left for me, so this is my last letter to you.
Yeah, and she kills herself.
And there's this whole long, drawn-out scene of her getting in the bath and getting in and putting in all these, lighting all these candles and putting the razor blade down. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but
it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. And hey, me being how old I was at the time, that was a weird thing to witness.
Right.
Because in 2004, 2005, when I saw this movie, that's some heavy shit. Mm-hmm. Hey, when you're that age, when you're in college and you are going through all these emotions, all these changes in your life, and if you think that you found the one, and you just don't have the social skills to communicate that, and you think that your life is over because it's this unrequited love, yeah, that's some heavy shit.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's just a lot, and that's an interesting interpretation of it, and I'm glad you said that, because otherwise, contextually, it's why don't you just say something?
Right.
Because on the surface, she's just this girl who never says a word to him and then kills herself because they can't be together. It's
right.
Why didn't you try?
Right. Right.
It's kind of out of left field. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's just a lot of those moments in this movie where I'm why are any of you doing any of the things you're doing? Uh-huh. The only normal person in the movie is the one who kills herself.
Yeah. And in reality, she's this, you could call it whatever you want. You could say, well, she's just this, brunette, plain Jane, pigtails kind of a thing, where why would Sean be interested in her because of XYZ? But in reality, Sean would probably like her because what he truly thinks in his mind, where he's starting to get there, is, I want this pure soul.
I want a relationship.
I want love. They never say love.
No.
I don't think anybody says the word love anywhere in this entire movie.
I don't believe they do.
Yeah. So they would actually work together, but because their minds are not mature enough to get there, they're never going to get there.
Yeah. Plus, he's kind of a psycho.
That too. And speaking of that whole maturity thing, when I was back in high school, this is just kind of an aside here. When I was back in high school, I was my freshman year, we read Romeo and Juliet. Mm-hmm. Okay? Everybody knows the story of that. They're kind of young teenagers in that story. They fall in love and blah, blah, blah.
And blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. They both die.
One of the greatest works of literature of all time. And blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Just dismissing the entire thing. I don't care. In that class that we read it, a question was posed to us, to the class by the teacher. The question was, do you think that teenagers of this age are mature enough to actually be in love? Or is it their emotions, is it their hormones and whatever fucked up things that is happening in their brain tricking them into thinking that, oh yeah, they're really in love? And you had to sit on either side of the room based on what your opinion is. I was one of two people that sat on the side of the room where I disagreed. I did not think that young people like that would actually have the maturity to be in love.
That's because you were born an old man.
And I had to defend my position, and I actually got two people to come over to my side. Yeah.
Because you were born an old man.
I've been an old man since I was a child.
So at 14 years old, you could probably express in a way that another 14-year-old would understand, hey, crazy, you're 14, you're not in fucking love. Uh-huh. What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
and let me tell you why.
Oh, yeah, you two are just saying, you're walking down the halls holding hands. This is going to be a lifetime together. Fuck that. No, you're not.
I know very rarely any couples that met in high school
Yeah.
and are still together.
Yeah.
It is a short list, let me tell you.
Yes.
Or if they did get together, they were together for a long time before they actually got married.
Or I know people who met in high school and then came together much, much later. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been us, Trent. Had the stars aligned. We have enough overlaps, but
do.
we never met.
We do. We actually had some things in common, some places that we went to together.
Yep.
But not together, but
We were in the same room
we were in
at
the
same time.
Yeah, we were in the same room at the same time, same vicinity.
I know. Half of your graduating class.
It's true. It's true. We both graduated the same year, and Betsy has friends that graduated with me. We both went to different high schools.
Different high schools, different towns.
But yeah, Betsy knows people who graduated with me that I didn't even know.
Nope.
So, anyway.
It happened when it happened.
Yeah.
Point being, none of these people in this movie should be in love with each other.
No, even in college, you're not really that mature enough to go through all that stuff.
You
can be. And the more time that goes by, yes. But again, when I was a freshman in a high school, I didn't buy it.
Because you were an old man.
I don't think I've ever told you that.
I think you told
story.
me once, maybe.
Maybe I did. I don't
That's
remember.
not one you repeat too often, though.
No.
Because how often are we talking about Romeo and Juliet?
It's
and
true.
Stuff?
It's true.
So yeah, I think those are most of my thoughts about this movie. I'm going to let that one kind of sink in. I'll probably be thinking about that occasionally. Like, there were some interesting things they did with the way it was filmed.
The scene where Lauren and Sean are kind of the scene is split.
They come into the
Side to
same
side.
building at different times.
Yeah.
But he's on the left side, she's on the right side.
Right.
But they come at the camera.
Right.
And that's them
They have
coming up to each other.
Yeah, and they have a conversation face to face with each other. And the camera, at the end of the conversation, she grabs his sunglasses from him, and the scene kind of changes, and the camera pans back out to a side view of them.
But into a single shot.
Yeah. That was amazing.
That was a cool shot.
Yeah.
That was cool. There's some interesting things where they're very literal at times, where they kind of, at the beginning, show the scene and then literally hit reverse and you watch it all backwards.
Right, and they're like, people are speaking and it's backwards.
Yep, that kind of crap. I hope I didn't say anything offensive just now if you play that in reverse. And then they show it from somebody else's point of view. And they bring that back at the end of the movie. The credits play backwards.
Yes.
So the end of the credits are the beginning of the credits, and they roll to the top.
Yes.
So it's very off-putting. So they, at least, with this movie, they set a tone, and they stuck with it. Yeah. All the way down to the fucking credits and like everything in between. Yes. So I'll give them credit for that. And yeah, I didn't hate it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack. There's some things that I found somewhat problematic. But yeah, overall, I didn't hate it. It's interesting.
It took me a couple of viewings to really get my opinion set for this movie. This movie's very divisive. I think it's got like 40-something% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Probably.
Not a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
But I think people can... I skimmed the Roger Ebert review of it. He mentions basically everything that we said about, these are horrible people, but this movie is shot just magnificently. But like the story, who gives a fuck?
The story is, there is no story.
Not really.
You're just following around
it's
three horrible people.
It's just a love triangle.
Kind
of sorts.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They're all in love with somebody they shouldn't be.
And it's like the wrong timing.
Yes.
Like everybody, like I could go on like crazy about wrong timing in love. But Sean being in love with Lauren, but then he fucks Jessica Biel.
But Lauren's in love with Victor.
Lauren's in love with Victor.
Fuck.
Yeah, and Victor doesn't give a shit about him.
In love with Sean.
Right.
And
there's we could keep on talking about Paul and and all the stuff that he's involved with. Like, is he the only? He's clearly not the only gay man in the entire college, because he's got a couple of friends who come in.
He's got a circle of friends who are all very clearly gay.
Sure. But he just is he just like at the party with the Burning Man, they like speak in code, or he thinks he's speaking in code about, yeah, you'll buy? Yeah, I'll buy. Buy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They don't really explore that all that much, but I again, this is where it took me a couple of viewings to really get all of that. I also had to get a little older to really understand a lot of stuff, because when I saw this in 2005, I mean, I was 20, 21.
Yeah, if I had watched this at 20, I'd had very different opinions about it.
Sure. But anyway, yeah, that is The Rules of Attraction. A good one? Question mark.
Not a bad one, certainly.
I enjoy watching it just to fill in my mind of all the stuff that I missed. Mm-hmm. Because
there's a lot.
There's a lot in the background. There's a lot that you are going to miss 100% the first time you watch it. We did get an email, though, about Any Given Sunday from Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
So let's read that, shall we? Growing up, I was required to sit with my family while they watched the Chiefs game. However, I was not required to watch the game, so I spent my time playing Barbies and constructing a, quote, cheerleader out of an ironing board, pom-poms, and a dress.
Well, of course. That's one
what
does.
Football. That being said, I also did not watch this when it came out. I think I saw it in college and then again recently. I now watch the Chiefs and the occasional Mizzou game thanks to my husband. This movie is too much. As you mentioned, too many cuts. I think there were too many famous faces, and the uniform colors were too much as well. Everything was too much. It is distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to Any Given Sunday if you haven't.
To say the least.
Too much.
Yeah, 3,000 cuts in that movie.
That is so many cuts.
Woof. I do appreciate the movie, that the movie brings up the concussion stuff and how shitty the doctor was. Mm-hmm. Ahead of their time. Concussions were a big deal and nobody was talking about them.
Nope.
Yeah. Tony Romo was a quarterback? I thought he owned an Italian restaurant. That's Tony Roma.
Close. Very
Roma.
close. I've made that same mistake before myself.
Yes. And I mentioned this guy before. My husband and sister both love Pat McAfee.
Yep.
Yeah. If you enjoy sports, if you enjoy kind of a bro mentality to a point, Pat McAfee is actually pretty entertaining. He doesn't go too far. Sometimes he does, though.
Yeah.
What I don't like about Pat McAfee is that his sponsors are all like gambling websites.
That's all everything is now.
Every single thing with him is about gambling and what are the odds on this, and they're just a bunch of gambling degenerates, and that's okay.
I just don't want a part of it.
I don't want any part of it, and just make sure that if you do gamble, again, set your limits, guys. Don't go overboard. No, it's supposed to be fun. You're not trying to make a lot of money.
There's a reason gambling is an addiction.
Oh boy. Anyway, and I agree with Betsy about building an NFL stadium / team on the North and South Dakota border. If you build it, they will come.
They will.
No, they won't.
They will, Trent.
No, because who the hell wants to live here?
Who the hell wants to live in Ohio? People do it every day.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And they have 2 teams.
Right. Ohio has 2 teams. New York has 3 teams. Florida, geez, yeah.
There's a lot of weird places with NFL teams. Don't knock it till you try it.
It's true, but you could have also moved to St. Louis when they had a team.
Oh, it'll come back. You know they'll get one eventually.
Oh, yeah. The NFL will absolutely expand
if they continue to expand.
They will. And hey, eventually London's going to have a team.
I suppose.
Anyway, enough NFL talk. Back to Stephanie. Anywho, I think this movie is just okay. The acting is good. The story's fine. I guess I just wasn't feeling it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about how we felt.
Yeah. Go back and listen to that episode. I don't really feel like I would ever want to see that movie again. I think I saw everything that I needed to see. I saw the famous football players that I wanted to see.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Acting was good. Story was interesting. But everything else was just too distracting.
Mm-hmm.
Like that movie was a workout.
Yeah. It was too much.
Yes.
Too much. That should be the tagline. It's too much.
Yep.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. That's the end of this here episode, Betsy. If you want to talk to us about all the fucked up shit you did in college,
What movies do you think are too much?
right, email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at neverseenit_pod. And if you want to support the show, click the link in the podcast description about support us. It'll take you to a page on Anchor where you can throw us a buck if you want. If you don't want to send us any bucks, that's cool. Just share us with your friends and your family and whoever else. Put it on your Facebooks and your MySpaces and your Friendsters and the skywriting.
The places one does those things.
Smoke signals. How many more things can we think of?
Handwritten letter.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Use the post office.
Send it to your grandma.
We've been trying to reach you.
About your car.
About your car's extended warranty. Also listen to this podcast.
Maybe we should start spamming calls to people saying, listen to our podcast.
No, I'm going to write handwritten letters. It'll get their attention more.
It's true. It's true. But anyway, that's the end of the show, Betsy. My name's Trent.
My name's Betsy.
And we'll be back to you next time.
We sure will.
Bye-bye.